Get ready. It's time. Christina, Catherine, Lisa, Amy, and Lauren. Welcome to the Cimorelli podcast.
Hey, I'm Christina.
I'm Catherine.
I'm Amy.
I'm Lauren.
And we're Cimorelli.
Welcome back to
The Cimorelli podcast. Woohoo! Today, I think we're on episode 155, right? Yes?
Yes,
Yes, we are. And today we're going to talk about impossible standards that we set or feel have been set for us in general by society. You know. And we're going to get into the perfectionism of it all, you know? And I don't know if it's going to be like a fun ride, but it'll be an interesting ride for sure. And I don't really know what else I have to say.
This may be really boring.
No.
But
I don't know. Who knows how hinged I am today? I don't. So we're going to see how this works for me. Also, side note, I'm still low-key being strangled a little bit by congestion. So just, you know.
You sound better, though.
Thank you. And if I start hacking up my lungs, just say a prayer.
Don't be alarmed.
Yeah. Just say a prayer every time I hack, and maybe God will bless me. Yes, we will be praying the whole episode. But yeah, I think that's really all I have to say. Right? Yeah.
Okay. Every time we post something, at least one person says, "Where's Lisa?" So we're going to say at the beginning of every video, even though I forgot, which is, Lisa is supporting her husband through cancer treatment right now. Please pray for him, pray for her, pray for their daughter, pray for their family. Please pray for them. They really appreciate it. I just told him recently, actually, that we say this in the beginning of every video, and he really appreciated it. So please pray for them. That is where Lisa is. We will continue to say it because we know not everyone knows, and it's worth saying and asking for the prayers every time. So let's jump into the episode, everyone. We are still doing our new format. Where we do the 5 perspectives, which is 4 right now, after the main topic. You guys were 50-50 on if you actually like it that way or not, and I think we were saying we like it that way.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep it there.
It's fun to get in earlier.
For now, and see if we like it for a bit longer, and then if we don't, we'll change it.
Because we do like to change things up here.
So we're going to start with our highs and lows of the week. I'll start.
Woo!
Mine isn't a high turned low or a low turned high, but it is the high and the low are one and the same. So I don't know if anyone's done that before. Or maybe they have. My low is that I was up for 2 hours last night from like 2 to 4. So, and then when I finally fell asleep, then Nick woke me up.
Oh,
Nick's,
the humanity.
I can't even remember what his alarm is. I should know this.
Well, his alarm goes off at 4?
No, I fell asleep at 4, and then he woke me up at 5:30.
Ooh, that is tough.
When I could have slept until 6:30. I was so mad.
Well,
so yeah, his alarm. He is one of those
for you.
He is one of those people, which is I'm not like this. This is what kind of alarm person I am. I never have to set an alarm, but if I do, it's vibrate.
It's
and
dainty.
As soon as it goes off, I'm awake. The end. No more alarms.
You're a very
Done.
light sleeper, is what you're saying.
No, I think I'm a pretty deep sleeper. I don't know.
Do you
I
have
know
your
I'm gonna
phone
wake up.
next to you or something?
It's
How do you
close.
hear it?
It's close, but I know I'm going to wake up. So my brain's like, she knows she's going to wake up.
Okay.
Nick is one of those people who has this really loud alarm. It's like, and he snoozes it. So it goes off like 3 or more times.
That's horrible.
Oh, that's rough, Christina.
Yeah. So I need to have a talk with him. Anyway, that was my low. But then my high was that in those 2 hours, I was furiously writing down ideas. We're working on a children's project right now, which is like I've been wanting to do for years. But then somehow we just got the green light from ourselves yesterday.
Yeah.
So I was furiously. Guys, I told them this morning, I wrote down promotion ideas, a whole idea for the launch of it, the title, the artwork, the outfits, blah, blah.
I did not know there's so many details.
I wrote lists and lists. I made a whole new
like to
folder
see.
and 6 new notes in it, maybe 7.
Girl.
I wrote down so much because I've been thinking about this for 2 years. And finally, I scribbled it down.
Inspiration strikes in the middle of the night.
My gosh, I was just how do I fall asleep? And I couldn't fall asleep, so I just kept writing stuff down. So
Yeah, I feel that.
there was a high and a low. So now I keep zoning out, I realize, because I'm a bit tired. But yeah, high and low in the same moment. But overall, the high overpowered the low. Worth it. So next.
I can go. My high is that we just booked our first family beach trip.
Oh,
I'm
that's
so
so
excited.
I was
So
like,
we're going
when
in
did
a
we
few
book?
months.
But it was not we.
summertime.
It was her.
I'm so excited. I've been wanting to do
Oh,
one.
you actually did the dates and stuff and like
yeah, we booked the Airbnb. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was telling Nick about that. So then we were looking at stuff, and then first of all, he started almost fully booking a cruise, and then we were like, whoa, whoa.
I think Barrett would somehow end up jumping.
Oh my
That's so
gosh.
scary. Then we transitioned to an RV, which I was
Oh,
like,
interesting.
we've never done
be
that
fun.
before.
National park.
Yes.
Whoa.
Wait, can I come? I'll come.
That sounds fun.
That sounds really fun.
You guys should come to our destination and go to the beach with us. That would be fun.
I'm like, okay, we might do that. So we might do an RV.
Because Michael went on a giant RV trip,
and,
right?
and go to like the different like RV parks, whatever.
Oh.
But I've never done that before.
That
so
sounds
I'm
that
like,
fun.
sounds really fun.
our family's never done that.
No.
Time to
Never.
adventure, guys.
I don't even
the
know
time
how-
is now.
Well,
I
how
don't
would
know
you
how
fit
good it
13
is.
people in an RV? That's a lot of people for one RV.
You need
Well,
to.
yeah. And that just wasn't going to happen. And our parents hate camping, which I guess it's not camping, but it's kind of roughing it a little.
Yeah, but anyway, I just wanted to share that new announcement that we're considering an RV trip, which you've never done. Never
That's so
experienced.
fun. I love that.
I don't know if those are good or bad, but I
I feel
want
like
to try.
Barrett would love it.
Anyway, back to you.
So yeah, we booked our first beach trip. I'm so excited. I'm literally dreaming about it for the next few months until it happens. Literally,
my
I'll just like watch
gosh.
videos of the place we're going and like the beach.
Love
and
it.
I just tell the
I
twins all
need
the
to
time,
book
"You
a
guys are
beach
going to the
trip."
beach," and they're like, "I don't know what you're saying." Yeah, I'm really excited. And then I would say my low is just my mental health in general. My therapist has
That'll
been out
get
of
you.
office for like various reasons for like
Hate
over
that.
a month, and I'm like, "Get
Oh my
back, woman,
gosh.
please. I need to see you." It's just like a the mental plumber that comes to unclog your mind. That's what it feels like. And
The
I don't see
mental
them.
plumber.
And I don't see them, and then it's just like my mind gets very clogged.
Yeah, I feel that.
So I'm ready for an unclogging, which is happening in a few days.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's good. My low is I'm being emotionally terrorized by a recent circumstance.
Occurrence.
What a low to have. What a
way
low
to
to
put it.
But
have.
my high
eloquent.
is that I only really feel terrorized at night and not during the whole day.
Wait,
That's
that's actually really
interesting.
good.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Like I still can like right now I'm not like
you can function
I'm
well.
like whatever, I'm doing the podcast, okay. But like
Interesting.
then I go to sleep and I'm like so
That ain't right.
but the
my
high
show of
is it's
support.
not 24 hours.
Honestly, that's good. That's
That's good.
really good, actually.
You should try my calming
Positivity.
sleep protocol.
Yeah, I should.
I have a great one. You should try it and see what happens.
I love it.
yeah.
I don't know if you'd actually do it, but if you do it, it's like if I could do it every night, like if I actually could, I would do it every night. I can't. With
Well,
the
yeah,
children.
I'm realizing I need to start like going to bed earlier and doing my routine that I was doing of
feels
like
so good.
cleaning up for a bit, taking a shower, like reading, like
Oh, that's nice.
relaxing into it.
Yes, journaling.
I really
can
like
do
Christian
that.
sleep meditations for when I'm trying to sleep and my mind won't shut up. I just go on YouTube and I search, I think it's like Abide. And they're so good. It's just this really soothing voice
interesting.
reading like Bible stories to you. And they're like,
That's nice.
"Don't worry, God is
I have
with you." And I'm
never
like, "Oh,
tried
thank
to
you."
sleep to any sort of
Oh. It's so good.
anything.
And there's like ocean sounds in the background. Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah. I feel like my low is pretty obvious. It's just that I've been hacking
What?
up my lungs
Oh.
for 2.5 weeks at this point. And I just would like to publicly apologize to anybody that lives in my home, especially those that live on the other side of the wall from me.
I thought it was 4
It's
weeks.
disgusting. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. Because it's just horrifying. And I have seen the insides of my stomach too many times
Oh.
lately.
Oh,
Too many.
gosh.
Too many.
Oh.
Too many.
What's your
So that's like a low for
Hi.
sure. I don't know. No. My high is that the antibiotics that I took are starting to work well, and I'm a lot
That's
better.
good. You do seem way different.
Yeah.
I'm so much better,
That's good.
and I'm not losing my will to survive anymore. So that's good.
That's
Getting there.
So yeah, that's my life. It's been a torture. So yeah,
I'm sorry.
I know
Such a
what
casual
happens to
way.
the best of us. I think.
Okay, we are going to get into the ridiculously high, impossible standards we put on ourselves in a second. First, I have to say, If you want all our full episodes, you got to join our Patreon. It's linked in the description. It has all of the podcast full episodes, and we do Q&As every Monday. You can ask us questions. You can be a part of Lauren's Take. Ask her the questions, and we do live streams just for the patrons. There's all sorts of stuff. I can't even mention it all right now. Just go to our Patreon, check it out. Maybe try it out for a month. It's only $5 for the one tier that you can see all the there we go. That's the word I was looking for. Watch all the episodes on. So check it out and see what you think. And, also if you are looking for piano lessons, perchance, we do have those as well. In our courses, we have a piano course we made with our mom. I don't think we've mentioned it on the podcast very many times, so I just wanted to put that out there. We have a piano course. Our mom was a piano teacher for years, so we put our heads together with her and created a course, and it is linked in the description, I believe, and it's on our website under courses. The Cimorelli piano course. So, guys, in our lows, a lot of us had some problems, and there were some mentions of therapy or some needs for therapy. So I felt this is a great time to mention that this episode is sponsored by BetterHelp, which is where we and you can find a therapist to help you with your problems in life. We have all been in therapy. We've all talked about it for years.
We live, laugh, love therapy.
Yeah, it's been so helpful for all of us. And we just highly recommend it to everyone. I feel like everyone at some point in their life can benefit from therapy, from seeing an amazing therapist. So with BetterHelp, it's an online platform where you sign up, you fill out like a questionnaire. We tried it out ourselves. It was great. It was detailed. It was helpful. And then they pair you with someone they think would be a good therapist for you. And if that person is not a good match for you, you just find another one on there. In real life therapy, it is a little more difficult than that. Trying to find
it's like a breakup.
Yeah, trying to find someone and then trying to find someone new if you don't like them. It can be a lot more difficult, but BetterHelp makes that whole thing a lot easier. And I do have to mention that whether it's online therapy or in person, it can be difficult to find the right therapist for you. So I don't want you to think if you sign up for therapy and you find someone who's not the perfect fit for you, that therapy just isn't for you. I've heard people say that so many times. I thought that myself when I first went to therapy when I was 15. And that's not the truth. The truth is there are lots of therapists in the world and plenty of them are not going to be the right match for you. And plenty of them are. That's just how it is with anything, any job. There's people who are better than others and people who are better matched for you than others. So BetterHelp, you can sign up, find a therapist, and it just makes it very accessible and easy, straightforward. If you would like to try it out and get 10% off of your first month, we got you. You can go to betterhelp.com/Cimorelli, BetterHelp, HELP.com/Cimorelli. You will get 10% off your first month. So check that out. Hopefully you guys can find the therapists that you need that are the perfect match for you. But remember, you got to keep trying. You got to find that right one. This is no matter what you do for therapy, no matter who you go with, you got to find the right person. Very important. Would you all agree?
Yes.
Yeah. Have we all had therapists who weren't the right match for us before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had 8 therapists.
Or just ones that aren't super as helpful.
Yeah.
Or you just get to a point where you had a good therapist, but you're like, I feel like I kind of have finished up my time with them. You just kind of feel like it's time to move on. Yeah.
Hi, guys. It's Amy from the future, and I'm here today to tell you about today's sponsor, Green Chef. Oh my gosh. Green Chef is this amazing CCOF certified organic meal kit company. Oh my gosh. Their food, their meals are so good. Me and my sisters are all obsessed with them. It's like Christmas every time we get our Green Chef meals around here. We talk about them pretty regularly because they're so good. Their ingredients are so fresh. You can do all these cool recipes and meals that fit your lifestyle, which is so incredible. It's also a sustainable company, which we love because we stand the earth and taking care of it. And it's really convenient and easy, guys. You order and the food comes and it's so easy to make it. It's literally it makes me feel so happy, but also I get a lot of anxiety cooking because I don't like all the different steps, but it's so easy to follow and everything's already pre-measured. And so you don't even have to think about anything. You just cook away. And it also teaches you some cool things about cooking. Like I've actually learned how to do a few different cooking things from making my Green Chef meals. So if that sounds good to you, go to greenchef.com/Cimorelli60 and use the code Cimorelli60 to get 60% off plus free shipping. That's greenchef.com/Cimorelli60.
All right.
All right.
Then shall we? Shall we?
We shall.
Without further ado.
Jump into the video.
All right. So today's topic, the impossible standards
Oof.
we try to live up to. So this is inspired by a book Kath was reading, and she wants to read us the inspiration, a little paragraph.
So this book I'm reading, it's called The Heart of Perfection by Colleen Carroll Campbell, something like that. It's like 3 C's. Oh, Colleen Carroll Campbell.
There we go.
And it's about spiritual perfection. So that's the lens that this book is from. But I was talking to the girls about this, and I read them this part of the book, and then we were like, ooh, we should do a podcast episode about that. Okay, so she basically, I'm just going to read this part to you. So she basically, for context, is just talking about how she didn't consider herself to be a perfectionist at first, and then she kind of realized it was like in her family and in her, like as a mother, she realized it. So that's kind of the background to lead into this quote. Well, it's not really a quote. It's more like 2 pages. Okay. You don't have to be a congenital perfectionist like me to have a problem with perfectionism. Nor must you demand flawlessness in every part of your life. Perfectionism is simply an addiction to control and a refusal to accept imperfection in some human endeavor. Looking at our culture today, I'd say a whole lot of folks suffer from that. What other common thread links today's tiger moms and helicopter coaches, work martyrs who won't take their vacation days, and exercise addicts who anguish over missed workouts? What connects our soaring rates of pharmaceutical addiction and eating disorders, our escalating levels of anxiety and depression, our epidemic of credit card debt, and the explosive popularity of cosmetic surgery? Many factors contribute to these trends, yes, but a key driver is our demand for perfection. The demand falls heavy and hard on women. From the time we are girls, we are told that we must have the perfect figure, perfect wardrobe, perfect career, perfect marriage, perfect children, and perfect house.
Ooh.
And we must do whatever it takes to achieve that perfection. So we see women starving themselves by the millions, women self-medicating with drugs and alcohol, women trying to prove their worth by giving their bodies to men who don't care about them, men who may not even know their names, then punishing themselves afterward with more starving or cutting or sometimes even suicide attempts. The age-old comparison game that women have always played with each other is now high-tech emotional blood sport. We no longer compare ourselves only to friends and family. Now we must compete against supermodels with computer-enhanced curves and social media pals whose real lives bear little resemblance to the shiny, happy images they post online. Ooh. In our desperation to keep up, we do violence to our own relationships, our consciences, even our own bodies.
Oh.
Perhaps this all sounds a bit exaggerated. Not everyone is obsessed with looks or resumes or bank balances. Maybe you laugh in the face of today's helicopter parenting fads and you wouldn't dream of going under the knife or going into debt to impress others. I'd venture a guess, though, that if you look within your heart and your life, you can find at least one area where your concern for success or control consumes more attention than it should. Maybe it's something trivial like your never-ending battle to lose those last 5 pounds or improving your kid's batting average. Maybe it's something painfully serious like your lifelong quest to win the approval of a critical parent. And then she talks about like how like in Christian circles it manifests as like trying to be like spiritually perfect. And there's just like other areas of it too. So I thought that was pretty interesting, kind of hard-hitting. She really
Very
hit
hard-hitting.
the nail on the head there.
I feel like that was so well written.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see like a TikTok of that, of just it, like
The
you hear
voiceover.
Yeah, voiceover.
Yeah.
Oh, so, okay. So from that, I was like, we could have like a million episodes just inspired by that. But we decided today we want to talk about the standards. Okay, so we're going to go over some common categories and talk about our own high standards in those categories. Then we're going to get to the heart of worship, aka
heart.
what's beneath them, the core.
Yes. What makes us perfectionistic?
So let's go around, ladies, and let's say some high standards we've had in these areas. So number 1, school. So I remember, this is a classic one. Classic one is like, I have to get all A's.
Oh, that would
Which
be
is
me for sure.
Pretty much perfection, right? I have to have perfect grades. I definitely had that placed on myself in college when I actually got grades. So I was like 17, 18, 19. It's like I need to have perfect grades. And that's a pretty common one.
I think that I definitely would have had that standard if I was in like a traditional school setting for sure. It would have probably wrecked my mental state for sure.
It caused me so much stress. I would procrastinate so much on things and be like, I can't get this done because I was like paralyzed by the fear of having to do it and not knowing how to do it and like, oh no, it meant a lot. It meant like, if I don't get this, then I won't get the degree, which doesn't make sense because C's get degrees, but I was like, I won't get the degree, then I won't be successful. Or it was also like, I won't, it will mean I'm not smart maybe, or it'll mean I'm not good enough maybe, or like I'm not a high performer, high achiever. Like that was a big part of my personality, my like values, I guess. So it was like that was like my identity. Like I'm a high achiever. I have to do well at this. I do well at everything I do. That's who I am. If you didn't have in these categories, if you don't relate to like putting high standards on yourself in that category, then you don't have to share. But anyone else have anything to share in this category?
No.
Okay. Next. Next would be work/career. Now that's a tough one. I mean, I was 15 when I said I need to know exactly what I'm going to do and commit to it. And that's when I decided I was going to be in music in some way. And I was going to be very successful and whatever. And then especially as we went on and our career became more successful and pretty crazy, then it was a big part of my identity. And Laura and I were talking about this the other day. It felt like this is like what makes me special. Like, oh, people want to be around me because I have this interesting career. I have interesting stories to tell. I have cool things that I've done or am doing. That's not really why people want to be around me, but that's what it felt like. Like, this is who I am and this is what makes me valuable to others. If I don't have this to share, then people aren't going to want to be around me. I literally felt like that.
Yeah.
Then I realized, why am I friends with my friends? Actually, that is, some people are because of their career. For my friends, it's because of who they are. It's their personality. It's the connection we have. It's how kind they are. It's how much I love talking to them. We talk about deep things. We connect. We have fun. It's that. It's not all that stuff. But that I definitely thought that it was like my whole identity and really like my sense of worth. Like, this is what makes me valuable as a human being. So I guess if we're talking about standards, then it was like, I need to always be having this really impressive, exciting career. And it needs to be like, it needs to be so impressive and so whatever. Or else I'm like not valuable as a person.
Well, and I think too, living in LA, it's interesting because I don't think I'm naturally a very career-focused person. I think I'm very much focused on relationships. That's my natural, like, just what I am drawn to the most. I think everyone is, but I've just never been one of those like high achiever type A people in terms of career. I don't relate to that very much. But I will say that I feel like living in LA, it's almost like a contagious disease. Like,
Yes.
It's like that's what everyone asks you. What do you do?
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, I think that's pretty normal in most cities, but it seems like it's a hyper focus of like,
No one asked me here.
who do you know?
Well, no,
How successful are you? Like, there's kind of these sort of certain questions that people sort of subtly ask that makes you feel like that is what your worth is sort of based on, or like, and how valuable you are.
Yeah, there's kind of like an expectation to like cite your resume with every person that you like meet.
So you're like, I better have a good one.
And I wonder too if like the area you live in, if that impacts like what things are the most important. Like, I'm sure some areas it's like education, or like what college do you go to, or like, I'm trying to
oftentimes
think of
it's your family will have a specific.
Yeah,
I talked about that a lot. Well, some families are like really into education, and they like really value what school you're going to, went to, or like how much you know. And then others are really into sports. Others are really into arts, different things like that.
Yeah, image, looks.
Oh yeah. Others are really into like, what things do you have and what does your house look like? What's your car?
Yeah.
It's different. I think I noticed that with families a lot. They'll have like specific things the family values as a whole, and the kids will often hold themselves up to that standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely always have had girl bossitis.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And like, it's not just like, oh, I need to have success. Like, I really felt like, and I think partially because like I really looked up to these like innovators in society, like Steve Jobs, even though, okay, I know he wasn't a perfect person, okay, but like, oh wow, these people, like they thought of like this new thing, or like musicians that like changed the music industry, and these like movers and shakers. And I was like, that's what I want to be, and that's what I have to be. Like I need to be this like entrepreneurial like CEO type of person, when I'm like, I don't know what I was going to be the CEO of.
Yeah.
Personally. But that, like, looking back and like, that's like really
That's a lot.
unhinged standard.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And I don't even know exactly why I thought that, but that's like kind of unhinged.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I need to be better than everyone. I need to be above everyone because
Yeah.
that's what will make me special as a human being. Not just
Yeah.
that you're already born special. It's like, no.
I
Yeah,
need to
I need
prove
to do
it.
something like new.
It's like
that no one's ever thought
it's
of.
in relation to other people. It's not just I can be special as a person. It's like I have to be
No.
more special than you. And that's what will make me special. That's a disease.
Interesting. That's like competitive too.
That's a real
Yes,
disease.
and so much like comparison. Like I've never really been able to like be happy with what I have, like the success that I have. It's always
that
like,
is-
oh well, this person is doing better. This person's doing better. Like I had to like stop myself from like checking up on other people's numbers all the time because it's
Yes.
just depressing to me.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so crazy because looking back on these times where like I was so like, wow, we are losers. I'm like, wait, we are doing so
I
good.
know.
I know.
I'm shocked when I look back, especially because we had so many like fans who were telling us that we were losers. Basically, they were saying
Oh, yeah, I
like
forgot
they were
about
saying that we were like
A
doing
flop.
so badly in our career.
Flopperelli.
And this was when we were guys. This was when we were getting so many views.
Yeah.
I don't know how that was so bad for them.
Well, there also was
Well,
a time
Well,
where
these have
people
different expectations.
didn't take YouTube and
Yeah.
social media stuff that seriously.
so like it's not
It
that
was
So
like,
it didn't
cool that
matter
you're
how
getting
many
those.
views you had. You needed to be like
On the
on the
radio.
radio, on
Yeah.
the red carpet,
Yeah, and like on like the
and like yeah,
television
was-
networks.
That was
whatever.
very depressing.
that was very
time.
depressing.
Being like trying our hardest, being in LA, we have all these like horrifying people breathing down our necks, and we're just like comparing ourselves all the time, trying to work so hard to like make this thing happen. And then you have thousands of people that we could look back at online every day on Twitter. It was mainly on Twitter, being like, "You're not doing well enough," and I was just like, "I'm trying over here. I'm trying."
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and I
hate that.
feel like for me too, I didn't even have an actual standard though. It was just like, you will never meet the standard. The standard doesn't
Yeah.
even exist.
Oh
It
my
does.
gosh.
So you
anything
could never
that
meet
I
it.
met was just could be better, could
Yeah,
be better.
it's like
There's not even a
the
standard.
standard is
the
whatever
standard
level
could be better.
whatever level
Oh.
you're at is not good enough.
Yes,
That's
it's
what
never-
the standard is.
It's never. It's the standard is really like never get too comfortable, because if you do, you're going to start failing. So you need to make sure you're always challenging
Oh
yourself.
my!
You're never.
If I
settling.
never
It's
hear
like
the
there's
phrase
always
"sit
someone
on
better."
your rest on your laurels," I will be
oh
so
my
happy.
gosh.
I hate that phrase. It's so dumb. Because maybe we should rest. Maybe we should take a nap.
Oh my gosh, I feel like our grandma said that. Never,
Oh, she
don't rest
probably
on your
did.
laurels. I don't know
She
what
Well,
probably
we were not
did.
resting.
We
on
never
our laurels.
rested. Okay, we never napped.
We were not.
Um,
Okay, what about? Or anyone else want to say anything? Working career.
I mean, mine is more just like I will never miss a day of work. I think I miss like one day a year, basically, maybe two, depending on the day, maybe a week.
I have
but
that disease as well.
scattered throughout the year. I will never. I would rather die
Same.
than miss work, and I don't know why. And then also
Perfect
like
attendance.
not making like mistakes more in like filming, or I should get recording a lot easier than some. Like I expect myself to get everything like well the first try, which is not realistic. So yeah.
Yes, get everything. Yeah, that's a crazy standard. Get everything right on the first try.
And never miss work.
That is quite the standard to have in yourself. I'm guessing a lot of you guys watching can relate or listening can relate to that. That is, yeah, as a human being, it's a tough one.
It is a tough one.
It's a tough one to accomplish.
Yeah.
Okay, what about relationships? This could be, Well, this is like romantic, friendships, family, any like human
Oh
relationships.
my gosh. This is one I relate to probably the most out of all of them. Well, maybe body stuff too.
I don't know.
What are my
But
standards?
I feel like for me, it's like I have a standard of perfection for myself in all of the above. And I still struggle with that. And I think I'm a lot better than I was, but I think I'm still have a long way to go. But like, I remember like I had this idea of what a perfect friend is. And I feel like I was like, I have to be this perfect friend that's like always available, always there for you, gets back to you right away. Like, which is ironic because now I take like I take like 2 weeks to text back. It was like I was rebelling against my own impossible standard. And then it was like in a relationship, like, I don't know. I remember when I first started dating my husband, I was like, what does a girlfriend do? And I was like Googling it and like, I need to make sure I know what to expect.
I get that. I would Google
Like,
that
I was
too.
like, I want to be good at this. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And I remember like, even before I met my husband, like in a relationship, I was dating.
Interesting Google.
And I remember I like put so much into the guy that I was dating's gift. And I made him like a homemade cake, a really nice homemade card that I like put all this stuff from the craft store together. I made him a rosary out of like guitar thingies.
Oh, that was
he
a
played
great
guitar.
gift.
And I think I gave him like a book or something too. I just put so much
I
into
think he
it.
appreciated that though.
Yeah, it's like it was very thoughtful, but it was a little unhinged. Like it was a lot of effort.
Well, no, can you imagine if you did all that and then he was just like, oh.
And I don't know if you guys relate to this, but I have felt a lot of perfectionism in myself of being a sister. I like
yes.
I mentally struggled with
I
this
never
for
thought about
so
that.
long,
Yes.
and I just had to let this go. And I remember thinking like, I have 10 siblings. Like, how am I supposed to call all of them?
Yeah.
How am I supposed
Be
to be
there for all
close
of
to
them.
all of them?
Yes.
I need to be calling at least like once a week or this many people a week or something. And then I was like, wait a minute, half them don't ever reach out to me. So it's like, why do I always have to be reaching out to them? Or like, why do I have to keep the relationship up? Like, but it was like in my mind, if I was a perfect sister, I would be again available at all times and reaching out and checking in and not letting anyone feel alone. It's like just so much pressure on myself to be there for people that I just kind of gave up at one point and realized I can't do that.
I would say TikTok keeps a lot of my relationships alive. Because I just
Sending
send people
TikToks?
TikToks all the time. And that just really keeps the fun going. Because then it's just like, I don't even think about reaching out to people. I just reach out to everyone and send them TikToks. That's really fun.
That's true. It is a good way. And also it's like with friends, like you don't need to talk to them every week to keep your friendship alive.
No.
But it does kind of feel like that, but you don't.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel the relationship of this, or the relationship. I definitely feel the pressure of the sister thing. It's like, I got to be the perfect sister, be there for everyone all the time. And being there means like whenever anyone's struggling with anything, I need to step up and do
Yeah.
a ton
I
for that
feel that.
person, or else it's all on me. If I didn't step up, I'm going to regret that I didn't. And I've realized that there's times in my life where I can really step up, but there's times where I have like nothing in me and I can't step up. And I'm like, you know what? I realize on the flip side of I have 10 siblings, how do I keep up with them all? Is I have 10 siblings. So even though I can't be there for that person, I bet you at least
Someone else can.
one of the other ones can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do my best when it's like, if I'm in the moment where like, yeah, I could do that. I can be there for them now, but I'm starting to realize I do have limits where I can't always give like my everything because sometimes I have
Agreed.
nothing to give. I need to refill my cup, you know?
And I was also going to mention the probably the biggest category for me right now that I'm sure you can probably relate to, but not you guys yet, is motherhood guilt and feeling like the standard of being a perfect mom and that I'm never going to be able to achieve that. And just like the tension of that is like constantly in my head of like what I should be doing or how I could have done that better or how like this is what a perfect mom would do, but I'm not up to that standard or like I'm not healthy enough, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not putting enough effort. It's like I constantly have this voice in my head that's like very critical of my motherhood, and it's like I really want to I'm trying to be better about that, but it's really hard.
You just got to say, maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. That's what my therapist told me to say.
Maybe I should. Oh, that's funny. I realize
I'm like, I should do this. Should I do this? Maybe I should.
maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. That's kind of funny.
You're like, I should have done this.
It's a little disarming.
Maybe I should.
I realize I don't know how many standards I have myself for being a friend. Or maybe I just don't stress about them, or maybe they're just not impossibly high. I'm just like, reach out, connect, be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't like stress me
I mean,
out.
I don't know. I used to have a lot higher standards until I was like, I don't
know if
want to do
that's-
that anymore.
I don't know if that's bad. but I feel like I'm a pretty good friend.
I think you probably are. I could see it.
Standards for being a wife. Maybe one standard I had that was impossible was like, it was like, oh, you know what? I didn't realize. It was pretty like unconscious, but it was like, I will like do all this stuff and like give to Nick and expect that he'll just know what I did and then just give back the same amount to me. I'll just keep giving and I just won't get resentful. It doesn't really work like that. But yeah, I guess I'm just like, I don't know if that's a standard. That's more of an unhealthy issue I have.
I don't know.
I don't know if that's a standard.
It sounds like you think you're supposed to just give everything, though.
Maybe.
But you don't need to do that.
I've since realized it's not how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like my impossible standard in relationships is like, it's just make him happy.
Oh.
Always.
That's tough. That's
like,
tough.
Depending on the person, be what makes them happy. Be what they like, what they want. And like, just do everything you can every minute, every second, every hour of the day to just like make them happy. And I think that I had this thing of like, oh, well, you know, you can't control another person, but you can control yourself. And if you
are just perfect,
are the best version of yourself and you like are doing everything right, then you'll bring out the best in them and then they will be better for you and be better towards you, which in some ways, like there's truth to that. Like, you know, if you can inspire people to be better, whatever. But it's like this idea that if I could just be perfect enough, then he will be that for me.
Yes.
Oh, I think
that's
I have,
relatable.
And it's the woman's work because men are blind.
Yeah. I feel that. I think my impossible standard was once you therapize yourself to perfection and become a perfect person, then you're allowed to be in a relationship.
Oh.
But until that point, you're just not allowed.
I need to be perfect to be in a relationship.
Yeah, because it's like that whole kind of vibe of like, I need to be good enough to deserve this or whatever. But it really doesn't have any bearing on the issue.
Ooh.
Here's a big one. Appearance.
Oh.
Okay, this is the crazy one because it's like standards for our appearance have been thrust upon us from like from when we were, as soon as we could watch TV basically, and we see our first like Disney princess and we're like, oh, that's what beauty is. Got it.
Well, and there's like even more overt things that I didn't even realize. And I don't know if they are doing this in Gen Z as much, but like when there's all these like compilations and stuff going around of like movies that were really popular, like when we were teenagers in like the early to mid 2000s, of the way that the characters talk about food and dieting
so
and their bodies
bad.
and how toxic. And I don't remember noticing any of that.
Me either.
I just took it in as like normal.
Did you see the one I posted, Zoe 101?
No,
Yes.
I didn't see that
Yeah,
one.
it was so
They're
bad.
literally like 12. I think they're supposed to be in middle school age.
Yeah,
like
they're
17
like
or
12 or
something.
13.
It was crazy. And they kept talking about like
Carbs.
and like not wanting to eat. I don't know. It was so much like diet culture stuff. And it was shocking to see right now. But I don't remember that when I was watching it.
Yeah, me neither.
Even like in the movie Mean Girls, they're like, is butter a carb?
Oh, I remember.
And like that is interesting because
it's not, right?
I feel like she was kind of making fun of people being like that. Like I think Tina Fey wrote it.
Yeah.
Like it seems
I
like
love
she was
her.
kind of making fun of the moment, but it's a subtle thing of like, oh, the really like hot popular girls, they're the ones who are like, is butter a carb? And then the like weird, like the other kids that were kind of just like really bizarre. And like, it just kind of felt like, oh, these are like the hot whatever girls that you want to be like. And then these are like the weird outsiders. I don't know.
Thanks for listening to the Cimorelli podcast. To hear the rest of this episode, join our Patreon at patreon.com/Cimorelli, where we post every episode in full. You can also watch all of our past seasons and Patreon-only episodes when you become a patron.
You've been listening to the Cimorelli podcast. Follow Cimorelli on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube. You can also find Cimorelli on Facebook and Instagram.